We got a flag back.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence, please. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees of Towson Detroit Township School Corporation, Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. All members are present. Adoption of the agenda, Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Thank you, Ross. Is there any additions?
Just as I pointed out earlier, we've added a building use to the end of the agenda for Kyle Perry and one additional resignation.
Thank you.
So you're saying she resigned, but she says, I am reigning is the first one.
She's giving up her reign. Yeah.
She's putting S in there. Right?
Yes.
With the additions, I have a motion from Ross. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. Reports, William Tell Elementary.
We just finished up kindergarten roundup this evening, and so we had a great turnout for that. We just, I don't know, about 10 minutes ago finished that up. So we had about roughly 60 kiddos come through tonight, so it was a pretty good turnout. I'm sure we'll get some more coming through in the next few weeks. We're done with iRead, so we've marked that off for our second and third graders. We might have a couple that need to make up tests, but for the most part, that's over with, and we're looking forward to preparing for iLearn testing, and that'll be coming up soon. We just had Read Across America week, so our students had fun celebrating Dr. Seuss. We had lots of fun dress-up days. The kids really, really enjoyed that. We're also doing staff secret dress-up days that our school culture team put on, so the kids have been really interested in why we've been dressed up and trying to figure out why our staff have had on like pajama pants this week with blazers. It's our Zoom meeting dress up, so it's been kind of cool to be business up top, party on the bottom. So they've had a lot of fun with that. Next week we have Silly Safari coming, so the kiddos will get to see some cool animals, and that's a big hit. So I'm excited to see that for the first time. But yeah, so that's about all. Thank you.
Thank you. Tell City Junior Senior High School.
I'll aim to be faster. Maybe it happen. We'll see here. Okay, 4 things real quick. Want to congratulate a couple groups of kids. We had a swimmer, Reed Butler, that qualified for the state swim meet for his second straight year. 2 events, big deal. We had a couple band students that went up to state and got gold things. This was all in one weekend a couple weekends ago, but it was a good day to see 3 or 4 of our kids go up to state competitions, come home as well as they could, and more importantly, it's good for our kids to see that. You know, we parade them around the halls. We do that whole thing to kind of send them off to state or whatever. I think that's a big deal. Super happy for those kids. Want to give a shout out to Miss Jennifer Mogan, who's our high school art teacher. She wrote a grant through the Community Foundation. We're going to have our students coming up. In case you haven't heard, is the 250th celebration of America this upcoming summer on July 4th. So our students are going to be painting America themed and Ohio River themed benches that are going to be placed. One's going to be in Troy, one's going to be in Canton, and one's going to be here at Tell City at each of the river parks. So our students are going to use the grant money to purchase a new bench, to deck it out, make it look really good. I think actually they're going to professionally send it, they're going to create the artwork and then send it off to professionally be printed onto a backing that will go on these benches that should last supposedly for 25 to 30 years without losing color. So our kids in those classes are very excited to be a part of something for the community in that capacity. Today, my exciting news, we had the SAT. Loved it. Kids didn't like it, but that's okay. It's 4 hours of testing, but it went out without a hitch. Big shout out to all of our teachers. That's a school-wide thing when we do an SAT exam like that. It's one grade that takes it, but everybody's schedules have to shift, and so we're super appreciative of that. And then our last thing, before the next meeting occurs, that Washington, D.C. trip is going to be happening. Everything seems to be set for that. We're in good shape. We've got our lineup. We know what kids are going, what parents are going. We have a parent meeting coming up for that, but that will happen right. They will get back essentially when the next board meeting is, so that will happen before we get back. So fingers crossed for another good adventure out of this.
How many kids are signed up for it?
I think we have about
89 people traveling.
70 kids or so, and then about 20 adults.
Yeah, 68 kids.
Yep.
68 of approximately 100 probably in the class.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
that about the same?
It's about the same. We talked, in the past, like the trip is more expensive than it was 3 or 4 years ago because of logistical changes. And it is like, it's a big expense. It's over $1,000, and for a lot of our families, that's tough because most
fundraising.
they have opportunities. We give ample chances for fundraising and you can kind of nickel and dime that down. But at some point, it's still a big expense. And so we appreciate everybody going on. The kids are excited. They get very, very, very.
You or T, Brad?
Brad, I'll be here. I'm out of here. No. Thank you guys. Just asking. Yep, no, keep going.
We heard you were going.
You were wrong. I win.
Shall I always get a free trip?
No, I paid. Yeah, that's okay. It was a great trip. It really was. I enjoyed it.
Thank you both from the board. Next up, report on the County Redevelopment Commission. We have a meeting coming up. We sold another lot, which is a good thing. Other than that, until I go to the next meeting, I won't have anything further to report. Do we have any communications from the public? None?
Hmm.
The consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Thank you, Larry. John has added in a resignation. Does anybody have any discussion on that?
I did just want to celebrate our 3 retirees: Lisa Hettinger after 11 years, Pat Jarbo after 13, and Greg Kincaid, 31 years. They are retiring from the corporation to move on to other things, and we wish them nothing but the best. Appreciate everything they've done for us.
Absolutely. People that are going to be missed. If there is no other discussion on the consent agenda, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Old business, new business.
We have no recommendations for William Tell, so we'll go straight to Tell City Junior Senior High School. And we have one recommendation there. That is for night shift custodian Mitch Hall. Joni Howland is currently on night shift, so you've got a request to transfer her to day shift. She's been a long-time employee and she's done her time on nights and she's ready to move to days. And Mitch actually prefers nights because he's going to go back to school and pursue his education. So I do not have any background checks tonight because the flu hit my office last week and Lauren has been out, so we don't have any of the background checks back in yet. So any of these approvals need to be tentative.
Do I have a motion based on that?
I make a motion we approve both of them pending their background check.
Is there any discussion on the two? Seeing as there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Moving on to athletics.
We have a few junior high assistant football coaches, Braxton Beaver and Kyle Osborne, and we got to check that background check really hard. Nick Wire has graciously volunteered to come out of retirement and coach girls tennis one more year.
One of the shortest retirements in history.
Very short retirement. I think he was out 28 days, right? About that. Volunteer assistant baseball coach in Shane Marsh, and track coach volunteers Elliot Brown and Mason Terry. Once again, Lauren's back now, so we'll follow up with the background checks and I'll shoot you all an email if there's any issues, but I don't have them tonight.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion approved and background checks.
Sir. Any discussion based on this motion?
I don't know about the rookie tennis coach, but there's not a good qualified people. Elliot Brown told me he was moving back to Tell City. He's one of our record holders and was in track. He's a Hall of Famer. Mason Terry was a pole vaulter, which always helps.
Jimmy was actually out today dealing with the pole vault, getting stuff set up.
It's glad to see it being used for several years. We didn't have it. Glad to see that's coming back.
Shane Marsh was a star athlete in several sports at Tell City, including baseball. His son just transferred in this year, so it's really a good addition to the staff. And his son will help the team too.
Derek made a motion. If there's no other discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. Corporation.
We are again requesting the board approve Lexi Lane as summer help with our transportation team. This will allow our current special education bus driver to focus on helping custodians. She'll be inside the buildings working with food service and helping clean up. And Lexi has done a great job with us. She takes care of the buses. They're all sparkling clean by the time she's done with them. This is her last year with us, so we're going to miss her.
I've heard her name.
She does a great job. The other,
She's for sure saying she'll never do it again. She's
well, I mean, she may come back from Purdue. I don't know.
she's got 2 more years of school. After that. She
Well,
came back
that's
somewhere.
fair. She could come back. So last year as a high schooler, how's that? As far as corporation office manager, we will be interviewing later this week and probably setting up a couple of more after spring break. So I'm asking for permission to bring that applicant on and start their training. We'll get them retroactively approved with all the documentation at the April board meeting when we do expect a retirement out of my office. And then we'll be able to kind of move right into those positions. So
What would be the start date?
the person that's retiring hasn't officially given a date, but it's April-ish. So somewhere in that range. If we bring this person on now, it would give us 2 to 3 weeks to train and kind of get everybody into a groove. Because we'll do a little bit of shuffling within my office.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the summer help and corporation office manager hires.
Thank you, Hannah. Any other discussion? There is none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Update to athletic code of conduct.
Every few years, we look at the athletic code of conduct. Chris brought it to me this time, and it still had all the COVID regulations in it. We don't need that stuff anymore. So we've updated our athletic code of conduct, and we are asking the board to approve that. One major change is addressing athletes quitting one sport in a season to join a different sport in the same season. This is going to be only allowed if both coaches approve.
To me, that was always the case. I mean, it was officially written in the code of conduct, but I know that that's come up before.
I think it was unwritten, and we're just codifying it. You can speak, yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Has that been an issue, Chris?
It's been an issue this year enough for me to think we need to put it.
It's probably good.
Fair.
There are instances where it's legit, like, if a kid gets cut by one sport, it's not going to participate or be valuable for one sport. It says, hey, I'd like to go try swimming. That's a great example. Both coaches would agree. It's amicable. We're good.
That's what I remember was Jay Johnson, which is obviously a long time ago. He was in football, and he was a senior, and the football coach played on the JV team. But I'm a senior playing on JV. So he asked if he could switch to cross country, and both agreed that he did.
There are times where it's the right move, but it's not. Sometimes it's done out of spite or anything.
Right.
That's not right.
No, you gotta learn to deal with that now while you're in school.
Well, and in some of our sports too, if it prohibits you from having a team or something like that,
Yeah.
you may not,
Make you not have enough team scores.
Exactly. So it allows us a little bit more control over the situation.
Thanks for your comment. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the updates to the athletic code of conduct.
Larry, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carried 5-0. Policy update, first read.
We just finished up our audit. We did very well according to the auditors, but they recommended some changes to our policies. And I've asked Amy Matthews at Churchill and Antrim to basically review and simplify all of our policies. So she is recommending at this point combining 6320, 25, 6440 into one single purchasing plan, and then deleting several of the excessive and unnecessary, I think were her words, administrative guidelines that go along with it. So this is all based on Indiana code. I included her new version of the policy in there. It simplifies things and takes out a lot of the guesswork that was kind of pointed out to the auditors when it says this, but you could do this and this and this and those kinds of things. This just makes it a little more cut and dry. Honestly, it's stuff that we've talked about before with several of our policies where we have 14 that all talk to one thing. This is kind of my first dip into those waters of consolidating and letting them simplify it for us.
So just make it easier for everybody to follow it and make
Correct.
The report from no tourism.
Correct. That's exactly the thought, is to eliminate the fluff and not worry about the stuff we don't need to worry about.
John, we don't need a motion on this, do we?
It's first read, no, it's first read, so just any comments and we'll bring it back for a second. I am also having, just so you know, Amy, look at our building use policies, just to kind of clean up some of that language.
Are you talking this building, or are you talking all of our facilities?
All of the facilities.
That includes sports facilities.
Correct. And to update pricing and those kinds of things. So look for that coming.
That wouldn't change when we allow somebody to use it for free, though, would it or not?
No, that still is board discretion. And I did question things, like, the civil, like the city wants to come in and use our facilities, they charge us, we won't still charge them. So I did verify those kinds of things.
Okay, moving on. After-school care.
We need to pick a direction with on target for next year. The grant,
Say next year, next school year.
next school year, yes. The 21st Century grant that pays for it is not open for renewal at this time. They are finishing out this cohort and the next one. We're part of this cohort. We get the last of our money in July, and we will spend every bit of it. The 13th, I believe, cohort goes until next July, but they have not opened it up for us to apply for any more money. So this July, we are done and have nothing to replace the on-target money with. I looked into a couple of other options for providing daycare, or after-school care, I'm sorry. But these are still our best. The first one is to get it down bare boned. That would eliminate any kind of programming here at the junior senior high. There are a few students that do come for tutoring and things like that that are paid for out of the grant, but that would stop. At the elementary school, if we paid for just student supervision and a director, it's about $140,000, $150,000 right now. We can save about $100,000 from our total bill by removing some of the ECAs and the stipends and things like that we're paying for right now. Pretty much the only place that comes from is rainy day, which is healthy, but it's not a long-term fix. Just being honest. Option 2, of course, is setting it up at a cost of the parents. This is the way On Target originated. On Target wasn't always free. Before I arrived at Tell City, there was a charge. I can't tell you what it was. Probably a couple, $3 a day per kid. When the grant came along, that went away and replaced it. We could go back to doing that. The difficulty with doing this is, right now I'm basing this on $140,000 for 150 kids. If we start having to charge, not everybody's going to come. And we know that from the survey we sent out last year. There are some parents that said, if I have to pay, my student just won't come to this for whatever reason. Well, then that means we have to shrink staff and then everything changes. So those numbers there, I'm guessing based on what we've got currently, but that would definitely change. Option 3, I've gone over it with the YMCA. They have a program. I gave you their information inside your packets. This is what all the Du Bois County schools do. I believe Mount Vernon does it. I pointed at Alexa because she had some experience with it. They have a plan. They have a tiered structure for paid, free, reduced, those kinds of things. And they've offered to come to the April board meeting if you'd like to talk to them, the director. And then option 4 is just not offering it, which I don't recommend. I think we need to do something. I just need to kind of point it in a direction.
Before we start this, because I think everybody's probably got an opinion, do we have a motion to discuss?
I'll make a motion to discuss after-school care.
So we've been through this before. As John said, we put it out to make it a paid program. I've been around to several schools lately talking about this, and we all know the importance of daycare for our staff and aftercare for our student families. The parents are working. I think some of us are on the mindset of taking it out a rainy day, hoping that the state does something. But everybody that I talk to in neighboring counties that are going with the Y don't have a bad thing to say about it. I don't know how much longer that we can, and I'm under the impression that we could fund it for a little bit of rainy day. But if we get hung up on that, we won't have a rainy day in 2 or 3 years. We've already dedicated funds for rainy day. And it's like John said earlier, and I know we've discussed this several times, that we used to charge for it.
Because we haven't for a while, nobody wants to accept that again.
That's right. It's hard to go back.
Right.
Well, I looked at the pay structure. Why? It's not cheap.
Yeah, it looks like if you are a member, it's $12 a day, then free lunch is $9 a day. If you're not a member, it's 14 and 11.
They're trying to encourage them so get more members for themselves. And
So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on the pay part. If we're willing to fund it through rainy day and shoot the messenger, I'm willing to take a portion of rainy day and fund the YMCA and take us out of the program. That's just a thought I have.
Bring the YMCA and offer scholarships on a
I don't
short-term
know, I'm
basis
throwing it.
based on free. Well, I know
I don't have that answer. But we can't continue to fund it if the state's not going to fund it. But we can't fund it at 100%. I think we should do something if we can. But I don't want a child turned away. Most of the people that use this program are children of working parents who have jobs. I'm just making that suggestion. I'm not saying it's good or bad or indifferent. I really would love to hear what everybody else thinks and their ideas.
we're hoping that the state or the Fed can find some sort of grant to fund this going forward. To me, is probably hoping against reasonable hope, because I mean, they've brought to cut taxes and cut money that goes to anybody but private schools and charter schools, you know, so I don't see us any new funds coming forward for that. So
The session's done too.
right, and I don't see any future sessions getting any better. You know, saying we're hoping to come forward in 2027, 2028.
The state has offered to take over some of the federal money that comes to Indiana to eliminate our having to do the paperwork, and then they'll hand it out. I believe that's what this is. So it's possible that they will allocate funding for childcare once they get that going. But
Possibly.
everyone I've called the state,
Things.
they won't give me any kind of
Nobody
ideas.
will.
Nobody will give me any kind of idea.
Yeah,
So I can't give you any kind of idea.
you mentioned Du Bois County uses what does Spencer County use? Or do they have a similar program?
I don't know that they have a similar program.
Crawford or
I don't know about Crawford.
Harrison or Warwick County do it?
I followed up with Du Bois County, and like I said, Alexa's got some experience with Mount Vernon having done it.
If most of the people are satisfied with the Y and their fee, and they will accept their fees, I'm not really opposed to letting the Y take it over, but I don't want to find out the Y is doing a terrible job or turning away kids or whatever. I mean,
I've not heard any complaints from the Du Bois County superintendents. I talked with two other groups that were trying to get into the area for childcare. Of course, this is big money. They were both more expensive than the Y. And the reviews that I found online about them didn't match up with the programs they were selling me. So I think a local option in the Y is a good option.
because the Y wanted to use some of our facilities.
Well, they would have access, obviously, to William Tell, the playgrounds, the courts, those kinds of things out of William Tell, only they haven't discussed anything else.
They wanted to use our pool.
They had mentioned it at one point, yeah.
They could use our pool certain times if we can, you know, if you can reduce the prices. I don't know if that's
Hey, that's a bargain chip, Larry.
whatever ship you have, sometimes you have to use. If that's a good idea or not.
I don't know. I want to talk to the
How
lawyer
many
before I
employees
do
do we
that.
have tied to, just one full-time employee?
I'm sorry?
How many employees do we have tied to the target program?
two full-time. We have the program director, and then we have a social worker that was paid for out of that grant. Everyone else is part-time, either 4 hours a day or just the 2 of the actual daycare.
We would still have our during the day childcare thing. This is just after.
Yeah, this is nothing to do with the staff daycare. This is only to do with after-school care. You can yell if I said something wrong. Okay. You know, that look like okay.
Tony, I was kind of on your mindset. I was going to suggest something very similar, but with option 2 is we cost share this with the parents. I think $12 a day for the YMCA seems really high. That's if you remember.
It was not
Yeah,
If
12 and
you're a
9.
member of the Y.
how,
And they base that off of, are there tiers with that? So if you have 80 students, it's X or
No, they
flat rate.
discriminated, I think, based on free and reduced only.
I mean, let's be honest, how many are actually going to be members?
I would say few of them are going to be.
We don't have a YMCA.
Yeah.
So
You got to go to Dubois County.
regular lunch is 70 or 60-50 with the Y members. Okay, we'll just look at the non-facility members. 70-60, a free and reduced would be 55 per child. Then they have 3 days at free and reduced and 3 days paid. That's the other benefit. Right now, our parents don't. I mean, they can only go 3 days a week if that's all they want to go. If we do this in any kind of funded way, it's the same as our staff daycare. I got to pay for that person whether your kid comes or not, so we're going to charge you whether you come or not. It's just how it has to be. So,
Or if they would consider giving us a reduced rate because we don't have a YMCA local area.
are they trying to start one?
I don't know. I can invite them in April. We can make this decision after April, but for us to get involved with the why, we need to be telling them sooner or later so they can start planning. So if you would like, I can invite them to come talk to the board in April. We can discuss this further.
That would be time enough for them to start to plan.
John, go ahead.
Does the Y make you sign any kind of a contract? of
That I
how
don't
long you
know.
keep them?
That I don't know.
So it might be helpful to have them here so we can ask them some of these questions and get them on the record.
In the past, you've mentioned a nightmarish situation of trying to collect funds. I'm sure that's still the case.
Yeah.
Who would take on that task? Is there someone that could take on that task to basically?
No, currently we do it out of my office if there's missing textbook fees or lunch fees or anything like that. ECA manager currently does that. And we do, now the textbook fees aren't a thing anymore, we do it substantially less. But we still do have to take people's small claims and things like that. With the teachers, they pay a week in advance, basically, for their daycare. And that way we know that we've collected that money for that time. If we did that, that's kind of how I would propose handling this, making sure that we're collecting in advance to make sure that we don't have those kinds of problems.
If they paid for an entire month or an entire semester ahead of time, could they give like the deal? I mean, also, because then you know you're getting that money.
Are you saying us doing it or the Y doing it? Because if
They're
we're
talking
doing it,
about
we're out
us.
the collection.
Yeah, they're talking about us.
If we did it.
We can do whatever. I'll try and set up whatever you guys want me to try and set up. I do have a fear that we'll run into some collection issues if we.
And if the Y takes it over, it's their problem, not ours, so we don't have to.
The current program, the kid basically comes and you really check them in. You don't really care who's there, who's not.
Yeah.
This new program, you're going to basically trying to figure out when the kid's coming to you. And at that point, it's almost too late.
Yeah.
Because they probably missed the bus. And
Well, and what are we going to do? Send them home to an empty house?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
so
So I mean, it presents a whole new set of problems. It does.
Like, do you know, John, and I didn't ask this question, when they're at Forest Park, do they actually use the Y facility or do they stay on campus?
You know, I didn't ask that. I didn't even think to because it wasn't an option for us.
So, I mean,
I'm looking at it as
it's right
right
next to the.
It's right next to Forest Park. I would say they're probably,
So, you know, if that's when I look at the fee schedule, and I'm thinking, okay, if they're using their facility, this is a little bit different using our facility.
mhm.
Guys have anything at William Tell, your thoughts on it? The importance of it? Direction?
Mount Vernon, I really liked the Y. The kids loved it. I feel like demographic wise, we're similar to that community. And so, I mean, that's how important it was to me. Work.
They pay the same fees the Wise provide
That's
for
what
us.
that's what I was researching, because I didn't know if it was the same. I would assume, I mean, this was the Y out of Evansville that did that, but I'm not sure if it was the same, but.
So more than likely,
My secretary.
most were not members of the Y, same would be the situation here.
Yes, yeah. So they weren't members there, hardly any of those kiddos works. It was a drive, but we had zero complaints. I mean, and we had a lot of kids that did it. And they played in the gym, they played outside, they got a snack. It was popular. It was like the thing to do. We could like there.
Do these fees include transportation? Or would that be no
There
transportation?
would be
with the
no
Y?
busing at that point, yeah. And to be fair, if we do option 2 or we're doing it, I would recommend we don't do transportation anyway. We have 8 to 10 students that are there till the very end that use the transportation. One today. Most everybody's going by 5, right? I mean, that's
What's the longest they can stay?
5:30. Yeah. That's when the bus goes out and takes the 1 to 8 students that are typically on
The
it.
Y gives us another half an hour. It gives them, students and parents, another 6.
Some parents work a little later, it might be worthwhile. I don't know what was, I would personally like to hear the Y present the case to us.
I just texted my sister-in-law, her kids use it at Forest Park, it's at the Y.
Exactly. Thank you.
And see what they have to say, you know, if they can.
$55 or $54 a week is what it is. I'm burning. I pulled up the site, like I was gonna register my kid to go, so for the week of
Is that-
the night for the 13th, it was $54.
So that's quite a bit difference than what they're looking at us for.
Yeah.
$70
$70.
for one child.
It may be something we can talk to them about. Maybe the fee can be negotiable.
They're maybe negotiable depending on how many kids a family, usually some, it's just be more kids.
2 kids, it'd be $130.
Yeah, it drops for some for the second child. I just feel I think it's important, just like I feel that daycare at William Tell and here are important for our staff. But I don't know how far we take that.
That's the thing I can't tell you guys. I can't tell you that if we front it this year, that there's going to be a magic solution in a year. I can't tell you that.
I guess the likelihood is that there wouldn't be if we can't run a rainy day. But we can't. We have to make
It's a bad business decision to drink.
That's just, we're just shifting the decision down the road if we say we're gonna do it with rainy day now, because that's not gonna be a long-term option.
Do you guys want to bring the Y in and talk to them?
Yeah, I'd be interested. Talking to the Y is definitely a great option. But, personally, I'd love my kids, to do that. That ends up fast.
That's expensive.
2 kids.
But it's
$130.
expensive for us too, as a corporation.
Yeah.
We're doing the best we can
I
if we
just
did it because it's funded.
I just don't know how many will
You
use
had
it.
you had a piece of that, and like in Mount Vernon or not, the Forest Park, they're going off site.
Right.
So kids are like, oh, we're leaving school, we're going to the YMCA, just assuming that. Up here, it's really not going to be different.
We're going out to the playground.
It's just a different set of people.
Mhm. We don't have the new building
That's
yet.
what's coming.
In the wintertime, there's going to be basketball and wrestling practicing there.
They can mentor the kids.
Yeah. Did Mount Vernon have a off-site location?
Alexa, did Mount Vernon stay on site for YMCA?
Yeah, and they house, Farmersville Elementary, which is in district, so Farmersville and the school that I was at, West Elementary, were both, those kids were bused there for what?
You guys want to do it in a work session or a regular board meeting?
How long do you think the proposal would take?
Depends on how much questions you ask
Well,
them.
that's your two.
I mean,
I feel like if we brought them in at the next board meeting, we can make a decision shortly thereafter. If that's acceptable to them, then we can do it at the next board meeting. If they say, no, we really need to know before.
no, they offered to come to the April meeting and talk to you guys, just that would be fine. So I did ask when we had to know for sure. So, I mean, we go to April and you still aren't sold on the why, we still have other options. I mean, we don't have to have something in place until really next August. I mean, parents need to know before that, but
The sooner the better.
the why needs the extra time so they can staff and so they can start planning and thinking about things. We don't. So I can get them here next day in the April board meeting and we can have a little bit more of a discussion. And if there's things that you guys want me to do, numbers you want me to run, I'm happy to do it. I just don't know. I mean, I ran the bare basics. That's what I did. So if there's other options you want to consider or things like that, I'm happy to do that. I just need to know what you guys are thinking.
Well, Hannah made a motion, but I don't see anything to call for a vote. We're just going to say that we would like the Y to come and present their program.
So we'll table this one till
One
April.
thing, Tony, did you have an idea of money that you would do on a dollar figure in mind that we would help subsidize this either program?
Okay, I
That
did.
way we might be able to run some numbers with that.
So here's my thoughts. John looked, if we did bare bones, 140 grand,
Mhm.
correct? So we don't know whether we're going to get funding. That's why we're in this discussion. So if we took 140 and turned it into 2 years support, we've still gained if we can get the parents to float together.
So 70,000 a year to see what that can do to the YMCA and offset costs.
That's my thought. I thought if we can turn that 140 into 2 years of helping, maybe something will happen by then. Agree or disagree? It's just where I was at. I thought it.
So you're suggesting give 140,000 to Y over a 2-year period.
Over a 2 year period,
Then
not to the children.
they have to
Or
reduce the
education,
prices.
we help fund their aftercare. I don't know, don't take me wrong when I say this, I don't know if it's the school's responsibility to be funding aftercare.
Some don't, but
I understand.
We've had it so long that I'm afraid
to see if we can do this to help.
right, that would be great because
I can come up with some sort of like scholarship idea to offset some of those costs. That can be
So
another option.
you're saying that it would be, the scholarship idea would be subject to certain students, or are you saying that?
Well, we could make it available for anybody that wants to go, or we could put more towards pre-introduced families if you want to do that.
Because another option is to physically give the Y 70,000 and say, what if we gave you 70,000 to now where would this pricing structure be?
if we do that, we want
Because I
to
mean,
make sure
at
that
the end of the day, that's what's going to happen.
That's it, yeah.
The only problem is we're locked in if things go bad, and then we've already given 70,000. I don't think it's going to go bad, but
The thing I worry about is the number of students. Right now, I'm basing all of this on 150 kids because that's on average what we've gotten a day. Some days there's 200, some days there's a little bit less. But that's today when it's free. Tomorrow when it's not. Just imagine.
It's a reality.
Then all those students don't come. Well, then I don't need all that staff. Then we have to start dropping staff and restructuring everything. And the fewer students we have, the more expensive it gets for everybody. Because instead of 6 people paying for the bill, now only 3 people are paying for the bill.
But I think we can run some numbers in between now and April. Like, let's say that we just think that we're going to go from 150 students to 100 and see how far that 70,000 would go, what difference it would make
To the Y.
And then also, you know, Ross has suggested possibly the option 2 still being open.
Yeah.
So if we applied 70,000 to both of these programs, what would those numbers look like after that?
I can do that.
With that, you know, again, we're gonna have to assume that we're gonna lose some students, but we don't know how much, but at least we'll say, I don't know, are we gonna lose a third of them? If we are, then 100 is a good number.
Right. I'll come up with some scenarios. We'll get some different options for you guys. I'll contact Y, have them come in, and we'll just kind of continue the discussion at that point. If you think of anything specific between here and there, shoot me an email. If you think of a different way you want me to calculate something, just let me know. Okay. Thanks. That's what we'll do.
Next up, Ox Gym timeline.
Just as a reminder, the notice to bidders went out March the 3rd. I shared that with you guys, so if you know anybody that might be interested. The second notice hits the paper today. We're doing a pre-bid conference Thursday. Correct? Friday. The week of the 16th is our spring break. 26th is the day that all the addendums are due. April 2nd, we've got down tentatively as the board meeting to accept and open the bids. We're going to change that from tentative to that's what it is. So please mark your calendars for April 2nd at 4:30 to accept bids on the building. The UVA plans to come back with a recommendation to the school board by April the 10th, and we should be able to award the project at the next school board meeting. And then it's just a matter of digging in the dirt. So
We don't need anything on that again.
don't need to motion anything. Like I said, I just wanted to remind everybody and basically say that it's not tentative. We are meeting on April 2nd because that's what they published for bids to be due.
Next up, we have several building use. Do you want to separate them or keep them combined?
Well, they're all a little bit different, which is why I separated them.
Okay.
The first one is the Perry County Public Library wants to put on a dinosaur show at William Tell. That's before, or it's the week after school gets out, I believe. They provided their certificate of information or of insurance, and Alexa has okayed the use. So we ask for your permission for the library.
Have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Perry County Library for William Tell Gym.
Thank you, Hannah. Any discussion? If there is none, all those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
that motion carries 5-0. Building use ruckus, 4th and 5th grade.
So the 4th and 5th grade Ruckus softball team have been coordinating with John Lyons and the softball staff. They would like to start as soon as possible through May in the Red Barn, and they have provided their certificate of insurance. So we ask for your approval on those.
Make a motion to approve the Ruckus softball.
I'm going to ask the question, because we've talked about this in the past. I'm assuming, as a board member, I'm assuming the ruckus is kind of our feeder program.
It does lead up into there. Yep.
Probably 90% of their students.
That's what I was going to, next question. 90% of Tell students are Tell City students.
Mhm.
You know, there's been some outside of the school discussion on it. So good to hear. Any other discussion?
Will they be charged the building use fee?
No.
I'm all for that, you know, feeder system, usually if we can afford it, but you know, if we're already over on electricity, and rent another.
We're going to find out about the electricity. If there's something that needs to change there, I'll bring that back to you guys. I'm hoping that's just somebody forgetting to turn off the thermostat.
Derek has made a motion. Is there any other discussion on this? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5. Building use City of Tell City lifeguard training.
The city of Tell City has asked to use our swimming pool weekends in April from 10 to noon. They've provided their certificate of insurance and a licensed lifeguard. And as a civic entity, they get to use our facilities for free.
I have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the City of Tell City lifeguard training.
Thank you, Ross. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0.
Last but not least is Powell Perry. They would like to use the pool to train on canoeing They have the COI, they have a licensed lifeguard, and they are a not-for-profit, so they would not be charged either.
I have a motion.
Make a motion to approve Tyler Perry for the pool.
Thank you, Derek. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. School calendar update.
Last but not least, we applied for a waiver of instructional days due to the snowstorm that hit us and everybody else in southern Indiana, southern central Indiana. And we were granted some waiver days. So we are asking at this point to reinstate 2 of our snow days. I was actually afraid we might have to use one of them on Monday. Because they kept talking that up and then nothing happened. But we're recommending reinstating snow day on April 17th and then the last Friday of school. The 17th because we have nothing now between spring break and graduation, and that is a long time for kids and teachers to go without a 3-day weekend. And then the Friday before, or the Friday of graduation, we would recommend reinstating as a snow day, simply because that will give the seniors time to go and do their walkthrough and train and all those things without everybody around.
What about, would Good Friday be considered?
When is Good Friday?
April 3rd.
I know it's not, doesn't fit that agenda, but it's a day that I,
If you want to change the calendar, I guess we could, but
April 17th was already in there.
yeah, April 17th was a built-in snow day. That's why we built that one in. So with April 3rd, anybody that wants to go student-wise is allowed to go. It doesn't count against them. And then staff have the option of taking a personal day, or my office they run during lunch. But
I'm fine with that.
okay,
We have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the updated school calendar.
Thank you, Rob. John, how will we make most people aware of that?
we'll send out an email that we'll put those snow days back in. Obviously, we're 3 days from spring break, so hopefully we won't have to worry about any more snow days, so those will go back to days off.
Next Wednesday, 21 degrees.
Yeah.
So they're saying a chance of snow on Monday, but I think we're talking flurries.
If it wants next week, I don't care.
That's true, because you're off next
After that, though, I'm thinking we're going to be past the point of danger. So,
week. Hopefully,
and if not, we've got April 17th.
1st.
Yeah.
You don't know.
We've got April 17th built back in then. So we'll send out a notice to the parents, make sure they know that those days will be days off again.
Ross has made a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Any other business to come before this board?
I just wanted to share with the board, I put it back in other business that should come before the board, just as a heads up where we were on our 10-year plan. So back in 21, we did a feasibility study, and we identified via survey with the parents, survey with the staff, survey with the students, what projects this corporation needed immediately, 5 years, 10 years. And that's kind of what we've been using as a guide. So this list is pulled from that, broken down by building. So Tell City Junior Senior High School, the roof obviously has been replaced, and the ceiling tiles that were water damaged have been replaced. Under repair masonry, we had some different items. First, the historic facade, that was that out front that we finally got taken care of. That's done. The pool wall is here on this side, and it's just dirty and kind of where water has overflowed it. That's going to be taken care of when the gym gets built. So we still do need to address some crumbling in the art room. But for the roof and envelope at the high school, we're in pretty good shape. Interior renovations, we haven't done a lot here at the high school with the interior renovations. In fact, the only check mark we've got there is the football locker rooms. The restrooms, the interior locker rooms, and the auditorium, they still need attention. But we've got still time to do that stuff with. As far as athletics go, said repair and regrade the football field, that has been done. Stadium has been addressed. It's not been addressed. It's one of the things that we've looked at.
Which the
Legion. The sidewalks at the football area and just concessions in general. So those are big projects, and we focused on the envelope and those kinds of things. That's why they haven't all been taken care of. As far as mechanical and plumbing goes, we are addressing the HVAC failures now. We know as soon as school gets out, we're doing the chillers. We've been looking at the pool. I'm actually talking with UDA about the heater for the pool right now, the UV lights, those kinds of things. And the auditorium airflow will go in with that also. As far as electrical and safety, we've replaced the fire alarm systems, we've replaced the clock systems, and the annunciator panels. So those have all gotten done. Some of that was done with COVID money. Some of that has been done with building money. We still need to look at replacing glass in the historic part, the leaking gym windows, and the storefront moisture issue right here. So that, I believe, is that for the high school. Oh no, we've still got some stuff. Interior, we've replaced chalkboards with marker boards and replaced some furniture, but we still haven't torn really into the corridors and the classroom flooring and those kinds of things. The elevator, that was a recommendation to replace. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's a 750-pound limit right now. They thought that with some of the mechanical, this is Lancer Beebe, thought that with some of the motorized wheelchairs, you might be nearing that, especially if you had a bigger person in them. But I don't know that that's an immediate need right now. There's a generator here, down here in this auxiliary room, that kicks on when the power goes out. It's original to the olden days. It's actually pretty cool looking, to be honest with you. They said we should probably replace it.
What do you consider the olden days?
I'm not going to speak to that. I know better. Geo renovations, the aging classroom additions, once again, that's in the renovations. Parking lots, we've got the student lot done. We all know that. Staff lot is a little rough. We need to be thinking about that sooner than later. Under renovation of athletic fields, we've regraded the soccer field. We regraded the football field. We resprigged it. We added new sprinklers. Softball field. Purchased the building, the field. We purchased the whole block. Upgrades are ongoing. Baseball, leased. Upgrades are ongoing. We've got new bleachers. We've redone all the plumbing because it had to be. So we're working towards that. Tennis, there's some discussion with the city right now about cleaning and some upgrades going on. We've got obviously a big new gym that's in the process of being built. All of our gym floors are refinished. And the pool, like I said, we've done some heater upgrades. We're looking at a gas heater coming up and some chemical upgrades. So lots and lots of good things going on in that regard. Moving on to William Tell, roof and the envelope all done finally. The collapsible divider that's there, we've had some people come and look at it and nobody really knows how to address it. That's the wall between the cafeteria and the commons. And it is old and it's wonky and it doesn't close very easily. A couple of people have looked and said, we don't even know where to start. So we're still investigating that, but it isn't a priority. We don't close it very often. Flooring in the interior at William Tell is going to have to be addressed sooner than later. That carpet is original. So we need to be looking at those kinds of things. Mechanical systems at William Tell, the fire detection system has been replaced and some of the roof-related faults have been replaced. The storefront at William Tell has been repaired, but we still do have some window seals that have been leaking, and there was some discussion about adding canopies out the front for pickup and drop off. We haven't done that yet. Kitchen, the ovens are replaced, the dishwasher's been replaced, lighting, all the exterior is LED now. There's still some cam lights in the auditorium area that are not LED yet. The site, we've got the practice or the soccer field on there, of course. Drainage in the playground we need to address, and I am looking to try and get that gravel lot paved this summer. Since we've hosted sectionals, and it's actually been on the list for a long time to get that done too. And as big as William Tell is, we need the parking. So we'll probably take a look at that shortly also.
See, Chris, school at Forks Park, they host sectionals, soccer and softball, they have a lot of gravel parking lots.
They do.
So,
They do.
but it's not, I don't know if that's, it'd be nice to have it paved, but that's not as high priority as some of the other things.
No, it's not. It's just things that we've looked at.
And I had something.
Can you?
I would like all of the mulch playground area to be artificial turf, if we can tell. I like football players are on it the last 14 years, but the mulch is not working. Sorry,
Did you have dinner with Laura?
no, I did not.
I heard that from her every year.
Did you really?
Every year.
No.
That
I was
is,
just looking out there today and said, it's gotta go.
that is,
What ways is the mulch not working, just.
Well, it's just, look at it.
Or-
It's disgusting.
we,
It's so hard to maintain mulch,
Yeah.
and so one of the local schools put shredded tires in, the kids are getting shredded. So the rubber, everybody thought it would last longer, it holds its color, but it don't work out for kids falling into it.
the issue we've got is that playground is so big and spread out. The cost is gonna be probably more than the new parking lot.
Fully priced.
I'll get some estimates. I'll take a look at it.
Thank you, Mr. Silver.
You're welcome, Mr. Thomas. There were some asks to reconfigure the main entry, replace some classroom furniture. Some of that stuff is done, some of it's not. And then in central office, not the most ADA compliant, especially considering we've got everybody upstairs. That's not going to change until we build a new office. And that's not coming. So we have replaced the windows. We've addressed some of the plumbing issues, the site lighting, and we are getting estimates on a new roof because my roof is getting pretty bad, the soup's office. So all in all, we have accomplished quite a bit halfway through our 10-year project.
And we took on a lot of stuff that wasn't in there.
And some of the things that we're addressing haven't been spelled out in this, but they were necessities. So I just thought I would share that with the board. Let you know that document doesn't just sit on the desk behind me and collect dust. We actually do refer to it when I come to you guys and say, let's do a project. So
Thanks for the update.
no problem.
Does anybody else have anything to ask? Excuse me, add?
Or ask.
What do you want?
The lights at our new softball field are pretty rough. A bit,
We had some numbers on that one, didn't we?
We have, and they've come down since we priced them.
And they're not light enough, they're not pointed the right ways, and they're not.
that field originally was a 300-foot field, I believe.
275. 280, yeah, so they are a little pointed back, so. It's pretty cool.
Some of them burned out. They just, I mean, they're just going to eventually be.
They're all Pony League lights, aren't they? From
Yeah.
the original Pony League. field.
I was part of the re-lamping or putting new LEDs on the complex and much less than what you
It has come down quite a bit. I'm not going to lie. The problem is once we get into that, then football's going to want new lights, and baseball's going to want new lights, and soccer's going to want new lights.
think. Baseball doesn't have any lights.
Are they all LEDs at the baseball field?
I assume they are. Company called Musco did them, but they may have been, maybe it's not.
They've gotten them in the last, 10 or 12 years. They've got.
But what's the payback on that? From switching from incandescent to,
I mean, from a maintenance perspective, probably the majority of it since the amount of time that they're on, but you're probably talking that most of those are 1,500 watts, and you can go down anywhere from 500 to 750, maybe 1,000 watts, depending on the layout and where the pole is in conjunction with the field.
potentially 25% power savings?
Probably close, yeah, probably closer to 50.
Really? It's a big deal.
Mhm.
When we don't look at it today. What's it gonna be?
You're looking like a 10-year ROI?
I guess I would need to know. I can figure that, but I need to know how long. I mean, how long we think they're on. Like I say, the maintenance piece where you have one out and you have to get a lift. However many times you do that, that's where your payback's going to really, because once you put that light up, they have a 10-year warranty, I believe.
I could look into getting some new prices online. I've tried to spread the money around for athletics, and we've put a lot into softball right now, so that's why I haven't looked at doing that. Put a lot into baseball right now for the bleachers. I mean,
I just, we turned them on yesterday. That's the first time I've looked at them.
Mhm. I knew they were rough. I mean, it's like both of those fields, they just weren't maintained. That's part of the reason we did what we did, is so we could maintain them. But I don't know that I can do everything right out the gate. So, but I'll get some people to look at them.
If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.